welcome to another episode of the Back Catalogue podcast. This is the podcast where by we, I mean me, Apo, and my co-host / co-founder, Vincent. We dive into the Disney Plus streaming service, but today we said we're scrapping the Disney Plus streaming service. We're diving elsewhere. We're dipping our toes into the world of DC today.
Yeah, we're just going to do what we want, essentially.
Yeah. I mean, the logo is like a nondescript character.
Careful what you say, yeah.
Yeah. It looks like someone, but maybe it doesn't. Maybe it's completely different.
We're not going to say anything further because our legal team said not to comment.
Yeah, and we have no legal team. We are the legal team.
We are the legal team. That's right. No, we're doing Justice League, the Snyder cut.
Yeah, Zack Snyder's Justice League, Vincent.
Also, this will also be on YouTube if
Yeah.
I don't delete the footage this week.
So if it is on YouTube, well, I mean, it will be on YouTube regardless of if there's videos.
But there might be footage of us.
Yeah, and if it is, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, because the more likes, more subscribes, like we get clicks, we get money.
Yeah, that's right.
That's what we're doing. We were just saying before, like we haven't got like the cameras that we're running on. This is not high tech right now.
It's not high tech.
No, it's just like, man, this iPad is just standing up. Like it might fall down halfway through, but if it does, don't worry about it.
It's standing up by a whole bunch of notebooks that we give to the guests of the show.
Guests of the show. So only one's been taken so far.
That's right. So there's plenty of stuff. Like we got Thunderbirds, we got Marvel, we've got Captain America looking stuff. We've got like a moleskin diary from 3 years ago.
But it's moleskin.
That's right. And at some point, the days are going to line up correctly. So you just have to wait until then, and then you'll be able to use it.
That's the truth, because some of them are diaries, or they're old diaries.
No, they're all, that's the only one that's diary.
Oh, okay,
the other one's just like
that's
notebooks.
Right. That's right. The moleskin will all line up. And who knows, like maybe in a couple of years, like with all that's going on in this world, like dates won't even matter. Anyway.
It's like this is the third day of the moon, the new moon cycle. Like, that's what we'll be saying.
Yeah, like Elon Musk is going to create something, We could be on that Mars time. Mars time runs a bit differently.
That's right.
I run strictly on moleskin diaries. But now we're into Zack Snyder's Justice League. It's 2021's very own. That's wild that we're doing movies in 2021. Like they're still doing movies.
They're still making them.
They're still making them.
You thought that they'd stop by now. Like they've made a lot of movies.
Oh, too many.
Surely they've made them all.
You would have thought, like, what other stories could you do? Like, I guess, like, we still haven't seen Fast and Furious 9, so.
That's true. And also, this is the same movie that came out 2 years ago.
Yeah, a couple of years ago, right?
Was it last year or the year before? Wasn't last year, was it?
Last
No,
year.
it was the year before. That's wild.
I think it was 2017.
What?
I think it was 2017.
Was this movie the original Justice League, 2017?
Search that up. I think that was 2017. Vincent, I think 2020 has, sent your understanding of time.
2017?
Yeah, no, 2017.
Bro, my heart.
Your understanding of time has been like, everyone's understanding of time has been shifted.
So you're talking Zack Snyder's been working on this for 4 years?
No, he was, I'll get into that.
All right, you get into that. I don't know any of the details.
I got some facts about this. I'm bringing facts because like our friend of the show, Jack, he brought facts last week. So we thought we may as well bring facts, especially for a movie like this, which is 4 hours in length. We can't go through everything in detail. So if we miss something, just watch the movie again. Like, I don't, what am I going to do for you? It's 4 hours. Like, I can't say everything. These podcasts go for too long anyway. I've got things to do, like more podcasts specifically.
We've got more content to make.
So I wanted to just say that it's currently got an 8.3 on the IMDb compared to the 6.2 that the 2017 Justice League has. Now, I'm going to give you some facts that there was only 5 minutes of new shots made for this movie.
That's actually one thing that I was thinking the whole time. I was like, bro, they filmed all of this and they were like, nah, scrap it. Nah, it's trash. Get rid of it.
Yeah, because there's so much different.
There's like half of the characters aren't even in the original Justice League.
Exactly. And
like Superman wasn't even in the original Justice League.
Yeah, I never seen him. I didn't see him there.
They're like, get this man and his CGI'd off moustache and get him back in the movie.
And like when I say I get facts, I just went into the trivia of IMDb. Like, what do you expect? Like, that's where all the facts are online. Until there's a Blu-ray out where it's Zack Snyder saying like, this is what happened, I'm going to get it from the trivia.
IMDb trivia is the source of truth.
It's a source of truth.
until someone with some sort of, knowledge says otherwise.
Yeah. Like I was driving past the church. You know how they always have those wild signs?
Yeah.
And it was like, the truth is the truth, not if you believe it, or something along those lines.
Well, to be fair, the truth is the truth.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if you believe it. So like this trivia is the truth. So if you don't believe it, like, you don't.
It's still the truth.
It's on you. But they were saying that the reason why Zack Snyder's Justice League doesn't have any weird CGI moustaches is because, well, lack of moustaches, is because it was all those scenes were filmed pre his thing, Henry Cavill's thing with Paramount, which I think was the
Mission Impossible.
Mission Impossible. So that was all done previously.
So what were the parts in the original Justice League that were CGI for the moustache?
For the moustache.
Specifically. That's
that
specifically
scene?
the thing that we're talking about in this podcast.
Yeah. Do you remember that scene at the start where at the very start of the old Justice League movie, where it's like the kids filming him on a phone?
Oh, yeah.
And they're like, "Hey, mister, what does that S mean?" And he's like, "Hey, look, I'm on Snapchat now. Like, I'm doing Snapchat strictly."
That's what
he's
it
like,
stands
"Look
for.
at my moustache." Yeah. It's Snapchat. I'm being sponsored here.
This is a sponsored message.
How funny would that? I guess that's what
#ad.
I guess that's what What's It Called's all about. What The Boys is all about.
The Boys, yeah.
But like, how funny would it be if Superman had just like, like Bridgestone on him?
Bridgestone Select. Yeah. Like, buy 3, get the 4th one free.
Yeah, like he beats up a dude and those people are like, yeah, and he's like, buy 3, get the 4th one free. Like he's just there, like spitting out ads, just getting money.
I would watch that movie.
Well, that's The
Which
Boys.
is The Boys,
That's
yeah.
The Boys.
That's hilarious.
Which if you haven't watched The Boys, you got to go to Amazon. You got to watch it.
You gotta watch that. We gotta watch The Boys. I gotta watch that season 2.
It's good.
Damn.
It's good.
Anyway,
I finally got around to finishing it.
I gotta watch
It's
it.
good. But so I was saying there's only 5 minutes of footage, but less than 10% of Zack Snyder's footage was used in the original Justice League movie.
I mean, to be fair, it's a 4-hour movie.
No, I know that, but less than 10% of the 2017 one. Only 10% or less than 10% of that was actually Zack Snyder's. The rest was Joss Whedon stuff.
Oh, so he was like, Joss Whedon, you suck, bro. Like, in more ways than one.
Well, yeah, there was no Joss Whedon footage in the current Zack Snyder cut.
That's wild.
Yeah.
No Joss Whedon footage at all.
None at all.
So he strictly got like Zack Snyder on the handhelds.
Yeah, he's just straight handheld. Joss Whedon didn't do anything or didn't add anything extra into this new one because Zack Snyder was mad that his movie that he wanted to create this whole universe, right? Justice League was originally going to be a 2-parter movie.
Yeah.
But instead it ended up being a 1-part and everyone was like, scrap the universe. It's done.
It's done.
And then
we half-assed this and it didn't make enough money because no one liked it. Get rid of it. It's like, bro, you're shooting yourself in the foot.
Going back to that old one though, like every single character is
so bad.
Is the worst.
Cyborg was terrible in that first movie.
Well, he didn't have anything to do.
That's what I mean. He was like he was the worst character. In this one, he was much better.
We'll get into that as well because that's something I want to talk about.
Yeah, same.
But I mean, the Flash, he was like, I don't want to watch Sheldon Cooper like on my screen anymore. You know what I mean? Like I'm done with him. Big Bang Theory was a while ago. I'm done with it. All I feel is like he was bad in the original. I don't like him in this new one anyway. But he was just like in the last one talking about brunch. Now he's in this one talking about other things just frantically like he's Sheldon Cooper. And I get it. He's fast. He's like meant to be frantic. We'll get into more about the Flash in a bit, but he annoyed me in both movies, but specifically in the Joss Whedon one. Wonder Woman didn't have anything to do other than looking like good.
In the first one or the second one?
In the first one.
In the first one, yeah, she did nothing.
There was that scene where
at the start.
Yeah, but there was that scene where like Flash like landed on her chest.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Like he trips over and like lands on her and he's like, oh my God, I'm on your chest. And it's like, Joss Whedon, you disgusting
unbelievable
bag of bones.
Bag of bones.
And then Batman was just like, look at what you've done to my boy. Like you've massacred my boy. Like that is what I felt whenever I went back and watched the old Justice League. Because I went and watched that like 3 times to try to find something good in it.
Did you? Yeah, I watched it once and you know me.
Oh, I know you.
I honestly, any movie that has just like a whole bunch of action, like if you got like lightsabers, like flying men, like people who can just like punch a hole in a wall,
Yeah.
or like a huge like lizard,
Yeah.
bro, you sold me.
That's it.
Like Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2, loved both of them.
Yeah.
And subjectively, they're not good movies.
I will say the first one's good though. I don't mind the first
killer.
one, but the second one is pure trash.
Yeah, I like the second one. And I remember enjoying the second one.
But no, that's the thing. Yeah, you're a good if you find a movie trash, like a superhero movie specifically,
Yeah.
that's bad. That's a bad movie. Like
Like-
there should be a rating like, did Vinny find this superhero movie or like kaiju related movie like exciting? And then if you say no, then it's like, oh man, we got to avoid this.
Yeah, that's right. Like avoid it like the mouse plague that's ravaging the east coast of Australia right now.
Dude, there's
Our heart goes out to them because that would be terrible. Can you imagine just like mice everywhere? Like rodents?
like rodents. Yeah, for the most part, rodents aren't cute. Like you see a mouse just chilling by itself.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
cute.
You see one mouse.
That's one mouse.
But
Yeah,
if you
that's
see
cute.
mice,
Nah, if you see rodents, not just a rodent.
no, you can't have that.
Nah. Shout out to everyone. I mean, there's probably only people in South Australia, by South Australia I mean like strictly our parents are listening to this.
Yeah, that's all right.
That's all right. We get a couple.
I got friends in the eastern states.
Yeah. So shout out to you if you ever watch it from the eastern states. Hey,
Rodents.
well, we don't want that. we want them not to have rodents.
Yeah, no rodents.
But the only thing that I can think of from the Joss Whedon cut that I really liked, and when I say I really liked it, like it was one of the best things, is also something that's in this current movie as well, which we'll get into, but it's the return of Superman. When Superman returned for the first time in the film.
Did they kept that? They kept that from the first because that was.
Most of that was the same. I'll get into like some things that were different once we get to it.
Mate, you got a lot of things to get into.
Dude, this is going to be me saying, we'll get into it, and then I never get into
Yeah,
it.
you said that in the last one. You said something about like, yeah, we'll get into why this was like wild after.
And you know
The
what?
listeners are still, they're waiting. They're waiting. They got to the end of the episode, it's like, maybe it's just like a bunch of silence and then he'll say it.
Bro, this is the thing, right? I'm doing like old media tactics. I'm doing like old school YouTube tactics here. We'll get into that later. We'll have to stay around then, don't I? I'll have to stay around. It's like 20 seconds left. Hey, we'll get into that later. Don't worry about it. And then it's just like the video ends. People are like, he didn't say what the bit was that he liked from Joss Whedon's Justice League.
I must subscribe to see here.
Yeah.
To see here.
I wouldn't be so down on the original Justice League as well if like Joss Whedon wasn't such a sex pest as well.
Yeah. Also, why Wonder Woman's skirt got to be so short?
Yeah.
Like, why is that necessary?
Because like you got to put some heads in the seats, and those heads like aren't there for anything else.
Yeah, but that's not the right thing to do.
No, it's absolutely not the right thing to do, especially because like she's a good character
Yeah.
and like one of the best. I was about to say one of the best Avengers, one of the best members of like the whole DC catalog.
Yeah. I'm glad they didn't give her like, you know, just like 2 cups on like 2 metal plates, you know?
Yeah, that wouldn't have been the best, would it?
No.
It wouldn't have been the best. I'm going to quickly hit some facts, then we'll get into the actual movie
Get
itself.
into some facts.
To get this movie made, Zack Snyder refused to be paid for it. He said, I'm not getting paid for it. I just want to finish this off.
So he's just flexing on how much money he already has.
Yeah. And I think, I didn't write it down, but I think it was only like, and when I say only, like it's big dollars, but they were saying it's like 70 million that was actually put into this movie.
Oh, wow. Well, I guess
If they already shot it.
that's what I mean. So like you have to think the budget of the original Justice League plus this 70 million.
Yeah, that's right.
So this is obviously the extras.
But I also think like, you never know about budgets and things. Like they could be putting so much in, they say, yeah, we just spent this much. So then like, oh my goodness, we spent so much money. I'm embarrassed. Like that time I accidentally tipped like the full, like I bought some pizza and I thought like I was paying for the pizza, but I was tipping and I tipped 100%.
Oh,
So I ended
yeah.
up paying like $160 for pizza.
And the delivery man comes like, hey, look, I know it's probably not like you specifically, but I actually accidentally tipped the entire amount of the pizzas as like an extra tip. So can I just have that back, please?
And they were thankfully able to give it back. But let's get into this, Vincent. Let's get into this. Because this is a movie
No, let's get into this later. What should we get into now?
Well, we're going to get into the fact. We'll get into the whole release the Snyder Cut hashtag.
Are we going to get into that, are we?
Yeah. So, even I think before there was any word that there was a Snyder Cut, heads were doing hashtag release the Snyder Cut. There was this glimmer of hope in some people's eyes who spend probably too much time on Twitters. They were just like, there has to be more. There has to be something here.
Like, this was so bad. Like, even Vincent didn't like it. It's so bad. There must be more.
And we should also preface up top, we would never, we'd never hashtag release the Snyder Cut, just so everyone knows.
Yeah, I never did it personally. Like, I wrote a bot to do it, just like perpetually. Just hit Elon Musk with like hashtag release the Snyder Cut.
Yeah, and we should also preface up top that we really like Batman vs.
Yeah, that's right.
Like a lot.
Like, Martha! Bro, that got me.
Like, we're like, wait a second.
Bro.
Wait a second. Is that from the first part of the movie?
That's from the first part of the movie.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, no, that was...
Yeah, I will say that bit's probably my least favorite bit of the whole movie, but
Batman was in like a metal suit.
Oh my goodness.
Bro,
like, tell me, do you bleed? Like, come on, man. And we understand that movie was very much, let's just put everything that we can into this movie. And we absolutely enjoyed every second of that. People are like, oh, they used this story, they used that story, they didn't really do it 100%. I was like, bro, they did it 100% for me. It was Batman in a metal suit. Like, what do you want from me?
Dude, I don't care if they only did like 30% of this story. Like, that was 100% a story.
If it was Batman just saying menacing things with his voice changer for 2 hours, I'd be like, that. We're here. We're happy. I got a Maxi Bond in my hand, which we did have in our hands.
That's right, Maxi Bonds.
Yeah. I've watched that movie like 4 times.
That's a good movie.
Yeah. I should also say up top as well, because like we hated, well, I didn't like Suicide Squad. I don't know about you.
Yeah, Suicide Squad was terrible.
But like,
that was another bad movie.
I'm the sort of man that buys these all on Blu-ray as well. So like, I don't know where that puts you in regards to what you're going to think of our review.
The Suicide Squad movie was as if someone was just like, bro, these are a bunch of songs that I just love. And was like, how about we just like shoehorn in some characters? Like, get Will Smith so we can sell and Margot Robbie.
And then just Eminem, just chuck him in.
Just chuck him in, bro.
And then Evanescence, just put him in, bro. You know, what other angsty...
And then like, oh, maybe there's this guy that's like the brother of someone else. Like, who knows?
Yeah, it's all right. No one needs to know.
That was, terrible. Anyway, we're not talking about...
No, we're not talking about that. But there was a lot of strong opinions prior to this movie coming out on both sides. So there was the strong opinions of, we need to release this because there is a whole universe that is, been untouched, that like we won. And then there was the other side, which was like, man, look, you stuff up a movie. Yeah, we got bikes. We got motorbikes outside.
Far out. That dude was flying.
That dude was flying. And he might be flying soon, like off the bike, if he's driving that fast.
At least he's driving the right direction to the hospital. Like, he's on his way.
There's positives in everything, isn't there?
That's right,
And then there was other people who were like, there's no need for this. You tried, you failed. Because at that point, you didn't know how much of 2017 Justice League was what they wanted to make.
Yeah.
And there's the idea of, if we release the Snyder Cut, they're just going to give him 4 years to do his own thing and make a completely different movie. And I think now that's not the case, but we don't know 100%. But there was 2 sides. I would say we were right in the middle. Like, we were happy if a movie came out. We're very happy. Like, if a 4-hour superhero movie comes out.
Yeah, I'm not going to get mad. Like, there's other things I can do. Like, I don't just sit there being like, bro, when's the Snyder Cut coming out?
Yeah. And I think the challenge with people that do that is now they think that they have this like specific power.
Yeah, there was something being like, release the like David Ayers cut for Suicide Squad or something.
I don't want to see that.
I don't want to see that either.
Because whatever movie we got is pretty much the movie that we're going to get.
But also there's another Suicide Squad movie coming out.
Yeah, have you seen the trailer for that?
I saw a bit of a clip of the trailer.
That looks good. It looks funny.
Like, Idris Elba's in that. Dude. Sometimes I'm like, man, why can't I dress like Idris Elba? Like, him in Luther? Bro, he's got like 16 trench coats on. He's looking fresh as hell. He's like putting newspapers over his head in London. Bro... I just don't have that kind of stature.
Dude, you have to. That's what I was going to say.
I don't have that swagger.
You have to be built like Idris Elba, and you have to have his swagger where he can hold you. Because if we hold a newspaper over our heads in London, we just look like a bunch of fools. Like, these guys can't even handle the rain. But if Luther does it, it's like he's got no time for the rain.
That's exactly right.
You know what I mean?
They're like, why do these guys not have an umbrella? But for Idris Elba, it's like, bro, he doesn't have time for an umbrella.
He's got too many Idris Elba things to do. He's just pure class. And I think that, like, I can't believe that individuals have been arguing against him being James Bond.
Put him in James Bond.
Put him in every movie.
Put him in every movie.
Jeepers, man. We need more of Idris Elba.
Put him in that song with, what's his name? The Skepta.
Yeah, I think he's on that song with Skepta.
Yeah, it's a good song.
But yeah, there were strong opinions. But yeah, now there's like, release the whole Snyderverse. It's like, let's not do this now. We don't need to do this. They haven't.
Now. But like the movie studio, it's Warner Brothers, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. They will decide whether it made enough money to warrant more movies or whatever. If they can be like, yeah, Snyder, you're not getting paid for like these 16 movies, so can you make them?
Yeah, and they left this movie on a bit of a cliffhanger.
Oh, bro, huge cliffhanger.
Which we'll talk about, and
we'll get into.
Hey, look, I promise. I'm not that man that promises things but never comes through. Like, if I promised it, then they'll at least think I'm a good guy.
That's right.
But we'll have to get into that because that's something that I really want to talk about. I don't know if you can see from our face. Let's just get into this. All right, I want to talk about just characters in a little bit of detail, and I want to start off with our man Cyborg. Because Cyborg got a play in this movie. Cyborg
saw the development of, like, you know, from start to finish almost.
Yeah. My cousin was saying, like, when I was talking to him about it yesterday, he was like, yeah, in the original Justice League, the dude was just like, I'm a monster. But now I'm the Justice League. Like, you know, like that was his arc.
Yeah, and he said, like, bro, you Batman? Like, what's your superpower?
Yeah. Yeah.
And that was it.
Well, no, that was what Flash said, but.
Was it?
Yeah, he said, I'm just really rich.
Oh, yeah. But there's another thing. Yeah, anyway. Yeah.
Cyborg didn't have anything. He just was an angry dude. Then he was like part of the Justice League and he felt like he was, you know, with the crew now. He felt happy. But in this movie, we get the entire process. We understand what happened to him, which I mean is fine. Like, you know, I'll take it or leave it. But like, at least I've got it. But then also we understood why he was upset with his dad.
Yeah.
And also, we get a better understanding of how strong he actually is, like how powerful he actually is. Do. Because now he has every single database in his system that he can access.
He's got the databases, bro. And you find out that he is part of, like, he was created by using the mother box. Like, his dad didn't build him. Mans was just like, I'm going to zap this box and then you're a robot.
Well, that was in the original one.
Was it?
Yeah, because
okay.
Because
there's
the footage of him, like,
I was about to say, yeah, Batman's like looking at the footage of it.
Of those snippets, which are still hilarious to me. Especially like Aquaman like swimming out with like the thing.
Yeah, he's just there like with his trident or with his spike. Yeah. I need to have this man. He's got a stick.
And it literally could have been a dude that was in like 4 feet of water. Honestly, he just went underneath. It could have been me and you. We could have filmed that.
We could have filmed that. If we had like Jason Momoa hair.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard to do it though.
It's hard. That's hard. That's difficult.
I was looking at Jason Momoa in this movie and I was like, there's not many people that look like Jason Momoa.
That's another man that just like, he just got his look on lock. I said to my partner, I was like, man, maybe I should like grow my hair. And she was like, bro, you grow your hair, it's just going to be an afro.
It will be. Yeah, that's the issue with us.
And I said, I can't do that. I can't do that again.
Yeah.
I can't do that to myself. I can't do that to my loved ones.
No. We disrespected our loved ones for many years.
We did.
But I think the thing about Cyborg as well, we get an idea of why he's such a good character is because he has all this power that he could do anything with. He could set off, like I think it says it in the thing, he could set off every single nuke in the world. But instead, he uses all those powers for good.
Yeah, he helps that lady.
Yeah, I mean, that was a bit of a silly scene. It's like, oh, you know, let's see if he's going to be good or not. Bro, she's got $100,000 now.
That was a bit bit over the top, maybe.
It's like in the God's Plan video clip where Drake just like, he's going around giving people money. And they're like, oh my God, Drake, you're the best. And it's like, it's great that you're doing it, Drake. I'm not saying.
Give your son some money, Drake.
I'm not saying that, but I'm saying, why do you have to film it? Why do you have to let me know that you're giving them money? Just give these people money and they'll be like, oh, dude, Drake gave me money. That's amazing. Or they'll just spend the money and be like, I worked hard for this.
Yeah, but they got to flex for the gram, bro.
That's what I'm saying. You know, once you start flexing for the gram, are you doing it for the right reasons?
That's right. You just doing it for yourself.
that's not entirely what Cyborg was like. He wasn't on the gram like, hey, 100,000 for this lady over here. Imagine.
Also, because his voice is so like even when he's yelling, it's monotone.
Yeah,
that was one thing. I feel like some of the voices in this movie, which I didn't know if it was because they had to like CGI the voices.
They just had to make.
It doesn't make sense because like Bruce Wayne at one point he's talking to Alfred and he's like, "But Alfred, I need to find all these people." His voice is so high. Did you notice that?
No.
Or did my headphones just stuff up or something?
Maybe like your headphones stuffed up, but maybe you're right.
It was his voice sounded weird. I'm gonna see if I can find that.
All right, see if you can find that clip. But
Because
maybe you might be correct.
It was weird.
You might be correct. I mean, you're right about his monotone voice. He's the same. He doesn't change.
Yeah.
Except for, I mean, even the part when his father dies in this movie.
No.
Also, spoilers for this movie. We're 26 minutes in. Spoilers for this movie. This is like big time spoilers. We're not doing no spoiler free stuff here because we haven't got the brain capacity to do that.
We haven't got the brain capacity, nor do we have the preparation for that.
No. I've just got one line notes just of things to hit on.
I wrote nothing for this whole movie because I was like, I just want to soak this in for 4 hours over 16 days.
And I'm glad that we watched it a while ago, and have now had time to think about it. Whereas like One Division, we just sort of did it the day after.
Yeah, that was.
And then there's so many things that I'm like, why didn't I say this? But
we didn't even talk about Vision.
Just did half the show.
Did half the show.
But I think that I'd love to see a Cyborg movie. Like, I don't want to see an origin story.
Like him just being like, 100,000 for my man. My man's here. My man's Daniel. Tracy, 100,000.
Yeah,
hey, look up at the cameras.
It's just me. I've got a camera. Like,
and then he's doing like the Usain Bolts.
Yeah,
that's what he's doing.
No, I'd love to see that as well. But I want to see a Cyborg movie. I don't know why, but I don't know what it would be. Like, I can't think of the story right now. But just because his character, I think, has so much depth.
Yeah,
and there's so much that you could do with that character. Otherworldly things that you could do with that character as well. Like, you could take them out of Earth. You could take them to different places, doing different things with the technology of those spaces. I think it would be cool. But Wonder Woman, I want to talk about Wonder Woman for a bit as well.
Okay, I'm going to say something about Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
When she's probably was my favorite character in this movie.
I'm getting close to agreeing with you on that.
Because when she came in, I mean, that first bit.
In the bank?
Bank.
No, in the, whatever it was, the museum or something.
Yeah, the museum or whatever it was. Like, okay, first for everyone, I'm going to say she's got the best music of any superhero on screen ever.
Yeah.
Like, tell me that is not just the greatest light.
That theme is amazing.
It's honestly, it is amazing.
Yeah.
And it sucks because I really didn't like the original Wonder Woman. I haven't seen Wonder Woman 1984.
You haven't seen the original Wonder Woman?
I have seen it.
Sorry, you've seen the original one and you didn't like it?
I didn't like it.
Oh, dude, that movie was the end was bad with
that's what I think.
Flames.
That's what I think. The ending was the bad part.
Yeah,
because it was just like, man, this is just like another dude with horns.
Yeah, that's the issue. And
right, especially he's just like a British guy with a mustache and horns. Like, what do you want? There was no like, yes, now she's done it. It was just like, yeah, bro. What?
Yeah, ending was weak, but dude, that scene, and I know that it's just a scene, and we shouldn't like say a whole movie's good from one scene, but I'll do it.
The museum scene.
I'll do it. No, the scene when she's in like no man's land in Wonder Woman, the original movie.
I can't remember.
Anyway, but yeah, go on with what you're saying about this.
I love this in the original Justice League.
Yeah.
This was a killer part when she goes in, but it was even better here.
Yeah.
Apart from when she was like, you can be anything you want. Can I be you? Yeah, bro, you can be an Amazon god. Like, you can just do it. Like, just sign up here. Like, sign up to my Skillshare. Like, use the code, like, what's her name?
Diana.
Like, Diana, like the goat, 1, 2, 3, and you get like the first 2 months for free. Skillshare, you know.
And she's just holding that man's head just in her hands, just like, hey, look, man, like, I just murdered all these people.
Yeah. So that thing was just a little bit dumb.
That was,
but the rest of it, I think, obviously it was very CGI'd and everything, but
those dudes getting smacked around, man.
Like, honestly, when she went from like one to the other and she was like super fast,
Yeah.
That was one of the best superhero like fight scenes.
Yeah.
Of like taking out all the heads. Oh man. And when she's the dude's like unloading the full clip on these kids.
Yeah.
And she's just there like with a
just absolutely smacking all them bullets.
Man.
That was pretty cool. But I think it goes into the other stuff as well with some of the other fight scenes, how dudes are just getting like hit hard in this. Like you can tell that this is superheroes hitting like people who are not superpowered.
I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about that scene.
There's a scene later that happens with Steppenwolf where he's just throwing people into like rocks.
And
they're just the Atlanteans, I think he's throwing them, and they're just like smacking into and there's like pure impact. You can see the impact of what it would be like to be hit by a superhuman.
The fight scenes in this movie were really good.
Yeah, and I want to get into the very last like
I was about to say,
action scene.
Even when Superman comes in, that was a good fight scene.
Yeah, we'll get into the last bit at some point. We'll get into it. That's the tagline for this episode. We'll get into it.
We'll get into it.
But I've got things to say. But there's it looks like people getting hurt and there's stakes to some of these fight scenes.
Yeah.
You got goosies?
Bro, no, there's motion at my front door apparently.
Oh, you got the mailman coming.
Who knows, man? Who knows?
You could just be getting robbed, but you're doing it for the content.
Doing it for the content.
Yeah, no. I mean, Wonder Woman, like great character. I wish like they didn't have to do as many like up shots like of her wearing like barely anything, even though she's going to battle and everyone else is wearing full suits.
Yeah, come on, man. Just
like think about this. Even the Atlantean Jason Momoa, who spends most of his time without a shirt.
Yeah, that's true. Even he's wearing stuff. But also, are the other Amazons? I can't remember what they were wearing.
Similar things.
Yeah.
I want to get into just quickly while we're on the topic of Diana, of Wonder Woman, the scene when Steppenwolf first comes to Themyscira.
Oh,
and he
yeah.
tries to steal the mother box in there. That scene is amazing.
That's a good scene.
That scene when they've all got the arrows pointing at the thing, and then the boom tube comes down and Steppenwolf comes out, and they're just going at him, and then they're like, "We just got to close this off. We got to keep him in here."
Yeah, just smack the whole thing and just goes into the
and to think
water
of them just in there, and he's just like tearing them apart, but they're like, "No, we're going at you. We don't care. We're giving everything to this dude."
That was good, and then he comes back, and then he's like throwing horses at people.
Oh my. I just spat
everywhere. That's all right.
I was like, oh my goodness, this is wild.
Steppenwolf is so much better in this movie.
Yeah.
They dropped his voice like 13 octaves.
Yeah.
And his armor is
spiked up. He looks intimidating.
Yeah.
In the last one, his face looked like an old man that you'd see just down the road. You'd be like, hey, that's a nice old man. And he just like speaking like a normal man. But in this movie, he not only is he so intimidating, but he's going at things like he's working hard. It's methodically, but he's going at things hard. Like he has to work hard to do everything.
He wants to get dark sides.
He wants to get approval.
From this man,
which is hilarious. Like grow some like cojones. You know what I'm saying? Like Steppenwolf. Like don't let this man's love for you represent who you are as a person.
Exactly.
But
that's a real message of this movie.
But he's always just fighting for his life. Like he's just going at it. He doesn't care if he comes out second best. He's gonna go hard.
Yeah,
and that's what makes him so scary and intimidating in this movie. Like, cause there's those movies where people come in, they're like flicking people away. That doesn't make them look as scary. Like it's like, yeah, you are very superpowered, but that's also you're too far superpowered that I don't see any issue with that. Like I can't, because I know that at the end of the movie you're just going to get taken really easily. Whereas this time he's like, there's some faults to him, but also he's just like, I don't care. I'm here to destroy people so I can get these mother boxes. And he does a pretty good job of doing it. He does, because he gets them all. Yeah. We'll go into Flash for a little bit. I don't like Flash. I like Flash. I like him. He's just like, I said it at the start. I don't want Sheldon Cooper just to be doing Flash things. Yeah, no, I liked him. I liked him because he's just a kid dude, like no mates. Just out there trying to like do things. Like, okay, the bit when he was with the dogs. Oh, yeah, his opening scene. That opening scene was a bit how you going for me. Where he saves that lady from like dying.
Yeah, I just like the part when he's with the dogs and be like, yeah, bro, I love dogs. Like, I got this hot dog in my pocket just for dogs.
That was pretty funny. But the best thing is, you know how when he starts to run at the lady and then his like his shoes explode
Yeah.
because he's going so fast. And then he's like running like the hobbits were running in Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Like his knees are like real high when he's running.
The one thing is he like throws his hands around.
I don't mind his running motion, but that first time he starts running in that scene, it's like, what's he doing here? Why is his knees so high? And the rest of his body wasn't moving. Like
Maybe he's got to warm up, get them high knees before he
starts kicking his bum as well and starts doing the heel flicks. But yeah, no, that running motion is pretty cool. I like that
with the lightning.
Yeah,
that's cool.
I do like that there was a bit more on
him and his dad.
No. Oh, yeah. I mean, that's fine. Apparently, they're going to do more of that in the Justice League in the Flash movie, but the dad is no longer the dad. He's been recast.
Well, I mean, it doesn't matter. He was in it for like a minute.
No. But I don't really care to, like, that's fine. I think that, we can get caught up too much in some movies about, like, his dad's in jail, bro. Yeah, he's a bit sad about it. It's like, you should be sad as well. So I don't feel that way. You haven't given me enough to feel sad.
On the bottom of like the subtitles, like sad audience noises.
The people around you are sad, so you should be as well. I'm just like, what? Is this aimed at me? And again, when it comes to movies, we've talked about this on this podcast before. I'll get emotional, but if they're trying to make me emotional, I'll be upset about it because of what they're trying to do to me.
They need to be real subtle to make you emotional.
Yeah, they have to do something like...
They need to creep up behind you and just like...
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh. Jesus Christ, and then you start crying.
Yeah, just like...
Oh, bro, I didn't even expect that.
Yeah, if they try too hard, I'm just going to be like, why are you doing this? Like, why is this music coming in now? What's going on here? This is not real.
I don't have surround sound.
But, well, I mean, Flash, he was an important part of this movie, so I'm happy to have him there. Like, happy to have you, mate. But I don't appreciate how the character was. I think he was just too. I mean, but in saying that, we needed a different character as well because the other four, were very, very serious and very just stoic. You need someone in the mix.
Doing these ones.
These ones, lats just popping.
Oh, 100% lats.
And Aquaman.
He wasn't really a big part of the movie, was he?
Not as much.
Not as much. They did a bit of the Atlantean stuff, being like your dad, like, bro, your dad's got like 3 things on his stick. You've got like 5.
No, that's his mum. His dad's like a lighthouse inspector.
His
real dad.
His real dad.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, his dad's just like in the lighthouse, just like just screwing the bulbs in.
Bro, how many lumens is this? I got the wrong one. I gotta go back to Bunnings.
Just gets this big box
big
of
bowl,
Bunnings.
like, hey mate, like you sold me the wrong lighthouse bulb. I need more lumens.
Yeah, so and Aquaman's got his own movie at this point, which explains a lot more. And I didn't mind that movie until like they started doing Pitbull like songs in the middle. They did Toto's Africa, but it was Pitbull.
Oh, that's hilarious! I didn't know that.
That's the funniest thing because you're like in this movie, and you're like, you know what, this is actually pretty fun. And then it's like,
and then you hear Mr. Worldwide,
yeah, like
T-Pain,
yeah, blessing the rains down in Africa. You know what I mean?
Oh, why would they put Pitbull as that?
Yeah, I don't know. Why would they put Pitbull as that? Is my exact sentiment. And then there's Batman in this movie, which I think, I mean, we could talk about Batman. We could talk about all these characters all day, but we're getting late into this pod.
Hey, it's going to be a long pod, most likely.
I think that with Batman, in this version of the Justice League, he's not just the worst. Like in Justice League 2017, he was like running to the fight and he's like, I need to do some cardio. And he's like, just always.
That's a Joss Whedon thing though, isn't he? He loves putting like jokes.
He loves putting jokes. And like, some of them hit, but also just the fact that Batman seemed like he was a pushover in Justice League 2017. Whereas in this one, he at least keeps some of the same characteristics from Batman vs Superman.
Batman was dope in this one.
Yeah. Even the fight scenes, he's, when he's, I know he doesn't go up against Steppenwolf specifically because he's just going to get torn apart.
Well, he knows.
That he knows. But in Justice League 2017, he's just with guns. But in this one, he's like, I'm Batman. Like, I've got other ways to fight people, even if they're superpowered beings or even if they're from another planet. I'm not just going to sit here and shoot them. Like, I'll do that. But I'm also, if there's one near me, I will use my fighting skills. I'll use my gadget. I'll use whatever it happens to be.
Yeah, that grappling gun got a lot of use.
That's right. I mean, I wish they had a bit more. Like, I would love to see some batarangs being actually used.
Yeah, he only used one with the flash.
Yeah.
That was probably it.
But they bring him justice. You know?
Look at the camera.
That's what Zack Snyder did. He should have just popped up, like, Batman's like fighting like these parademons, and then Zack Snyder goes, justice. Just pops up for a second. And then we got to get into Soup very quickly. Superman. Similar story. He's dead. He comes back. Dude, the scene when Superman comes back and he's in front of the old monument trying to remember what's happening. And
did you think about like POV? Like, you dead, but now you alive.
Yeah.
You're like, what the hell's going on here?
And you're just built like Henry Cavill, like back as big as the world is. Like, you look at a map of the world, that's his back. That's how big it is.
Bro.
Yeah. I know, man.
Like hairs on his chest.
Oh, dude. Dude, there's a part of me.
We could talk about Henry Cavill's chest all day.
There's 100% of me that wants to look like Henry Cavill.
Well, I got the hair on my chest.
Yeah.
I don't have anything else.
We've got hair on our chest, but it's also like very unkept compared to Henry Cavill.
Yeah.
But that scene where it's him versus the Justice League, my goodness, man. The power, not only the power that he has, but that whole fight scene, and this is the part that I was going to say when in the original 2017 Justice League that I really loved. Just him going up against him. He's not even like sweating.
Nah.
And when like
when Flash goes through,
to show his power, and I know that before I was saying, you know, I want to see someone struggling because this is Superman and he's versing the Justice League. I don't care if he's struggling or not.
That's right.
Because I'm a hypocrite. But when Flash comes and Superman looks at him and follows him with his eyes, that's goosebumps for me.
Yeah,
and
Flash is like, bro, what the hell?
Yeah. When we saw that in the theaters, I was like, okay, this movie might be good. Like, if the rest of this movie is at this level, this movie might be good.
That was the peak.
That was the peak of that movie.
And then it was straight down.
Yeah, so it was down, and then it was just a sudden peak.
It was like, yeah, we've got the defibrillator. We zapped it, peak, and back down. He's dead again.
He's dead. But Superman, the one issue I had with Superman in this movie was that we saw his black suit before he did his reveal of the black suit. So there was a scene where it's like the apocalypse, like nightmare sequence or something.
Yeah, in the first movie.
No.
In this movie.
In this movie. You know how there's that scene where like Darkseid is like...
Yeah, when Batman's having the nightmare.
Not at the very end though.
No, the original one.
Yeah. And it goes through like Darkseid like taking over things, and he's like in Atlantis just like using those Omega beams, like just zapping people, turning them into dust, like holding like an Atlantean by the throat. And then Superman's there like crying and he's got the black suit on.
Yeah.
I wish I was excited when I saw it, but then the fact that he had the black suit on for the end of the movie, I wish I hadn't seen it until then and it was a big reveal.
Yeah.
But that's neither here nor there. That doesn't ruin a movie or anything. But I wish that was the case. I wanted to quickly, Vincent, get into slow-mo and sad music.
There was too much slow-mo in this movie.
Too much.
The one thing that I didn't like about this movie, and I'm going to say it right now, I love this movie.
I'm going to have to say it right now as well. I agree with your
statement. I also loved how
statement.
It was part one, part two. Like, I think...
Yeah, it was good in that except Binge, sort out your things.
Why would
Binge is the worst streaming service.
Okay.
I'm saying it now.
Yeah.
Unless you're paying us, I'm saying it now. You couldn't click on part one, part two, part three, part 5 to part 6 as individual chapters on Binge.
Oh, you can. Oh, well, I didn't try to do that anyway.
But why wouldn't they do that?
I don't know.
Because this is a perfect movie to watch in, you watch part 1, epilogue and part 1. Oh, prologue, sorry, and part 1.
Yeah.
You watch part 2 and 3 the next night. You watch them you can watch this movie as one whole thing, but I think you'd get fatigued.
Yeah, I think so.
But watching it split up is quite nice because it's like a TV show, like a mini series or whatever. But on Binge, you can't click it. The streaming service in Australia, anyway, HBO Max might have it sorted.
Yeah, well, that didn't matter to me because I just was like, okay, next part, I'm going to pause this. I'm going to go do work things. I'm going to come back.
Well, yeah, that's fine as well. But also, I would have appreciated to be able to go back and be like, you know what, I want to rewatch this scene. And I know that it was the start of part 6.
That's fair.
But go on, Vincent.
I can't remember what I was saying. What was I saying?
I don't know. I don't know where we're up to just then. Oh, slow-mo and sad music.
Slow-mo and sad music. Yeah, that was one thing I didn't like. Slow-mo, sad music, and being like, we have to kill Steppenwolf because... Like, how many times are they going to do that? Going around the circle being like, well, do people talk like that in real life?
No.
Like, even if they're superheroes.
I think the only people that talk like that are like me and you. Because we will like say like shout out, you'll say spoons.
Yeah, that's right. But that's because we just got way too many jokes that no one understands except for us.
There's references to him somewhere.
Somewhere. There's somewhere.
Yeah, there's references to him somewhere.
One day there'll be like an extended universe of like us.
Yeah. Well, that's why you do silly jokes, right?
That's right.
Because then in the hope that one day people will be like, shout out, like,
they
I want to
they
get
said it
shout
back
out.
in 2014.
Yeah. Well, they say, I want to get shout out spoons on a t-shirt and we'll sell it for $50.
That's right. And then we can we can merchandise that fella.
That's what I'm saying, yeah. I feel that the slow-mo, when it happened, like, I mean, slow-mo is good, right? Slow-mo can be used well.
Like the Wonder Woman scene.
Yeah, right? We'll use that as an example. But then there's times where it can actually take away impact from what's happening. When the example that I have is when Cyborg is playing football, right? He's in his like, you know, sort of his origin. He's playing football.
Okay.
When he's playing football in his origin, you know, the funny thing is I didn't mean to say that the first time, but I'm just claiming that I said it as a joke now. But it was an accident. When he's playing football the first time, and it's, you know, in his thing, and he's running through the packs and he's like in slow motion, I'm not seeing any of the impact of any of the hits that he's breaking. When you're watching sports, right? You can say for example, if you're watching like someone running through people, if you see that at high, like normal speed, you see the impact, you feel the impact.
Because also they're running fast and they stop.
That's right. Yeah. They don't run slow and then they go like this.
Yeah.
But I think that in that scene, just as an example, if they had done it like normal speed and then the final thing maybe was slow-mo as he's jumping towards the end, as it's like, oh my God, is he going to make it? Which
at that point I was like, bro, Zack Snyder really trying to make this 4 hours.
Yeah.
Like he was like, I'm going to hit 4 hours. I'm going to do it. I don't care what they say. I'm going to do it. We're at 3 hours and 33 minutes. Slow-mo.
And it got to the point where it took me out of the movie.
Bruce Wayne shaving. Slow-mo. You can see the individual hairs just...
And it's just like...
fall off.
It got to the point of the movie that... it got to the point where it would take me out of the movie. Where I'd see slow-mo, I'd be like, oh man, he's done it again. Like Zack Snyder, not the characters in this movie, but Zack Snyder's done it again.
Yeah.
And then there'd always be like some music. When those ladies started singing after Aquaman went into the water, I was like, bro, I'm about to switch this movie off.
That was the dumbest.
I was like,
okay. What? Every time he leaves, everyone just congregates in this pier, which looks cold as hell.
It's very cold.
And then they just start singing. Also, another thing with Aquaman, he always rips his top off when he goes into the water.
Yeah. That's too many shirts.
And then comes back with the same top.
He must have gone like Tarjay and just like, he got them $8 t-shirts and just grabbed the rack.
That's what I mean, but
there's wastage there. He does a lot of stuff that's not good for like the environment.
Yeah, and he's meant to be like, you know, protector of the seas. He's just like smashing bottles. Are we talking porpoises are dying?
That's right. Absolutely. And maybe he cleans it up like we don't see it. He's like, actually like, I just wanted to look cool, but I'm just sweeping it up now. But not only that, he's also just always wearing pants in the water.
Yeah.
Which I mean is fine because I don't want to see like Aquaman's like little man like flopping around, you know? I don't want to see that while he's like...
He's in his Speedos.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Speedos is fine.
You just want him to have some sort of support there.
Some clothing on.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because I don't want to be in this movie and be like, oh, what the hell? Imagine that just randomly in Justice League. It's like, man, superhero things. Like superheroes doing superhero things. Is that Jason Momoa's penis? That'd take you right out of the movie.
That would take you right out of the movie.
But yeah, I think the slow-mo started to kill me by the end of it.
Yeah.
it really started to mess me up.
It was too much. That was too much.
Yeah. And I know that that's Zack Snyder's thing. And it's been really cool in movies that he's done in the past, you know, when like if you go back to like 300 where it's just like dudes with abs like hitting other people with shields, you know?
Yeah, like this is Sparta and whatnot.
Yeah, and like you see the rain coming down, it's like, well, that's cool. That adds to it almost adds to like the comic bookness of the movie where everything is exaggerated.
Yeah. Which I think his style of like the colors, it's very contrasty. If you know what I mean? Like the blacks are like really black and it's
Yeah.
I like that.
He very much, and I'm not sure if that's why the aspect ratio was the way it was.
That was hilarious. And also on binge, because I watched it on my iPad, like as the director intended.
Yeah.
The iPad is almost that aspect ratio, but binge cropped it in even more.
Oh man.
So I had my iPad and the screen was like smaller on that.
That's wild.
So I was like, I had to wear like 2 pairs of glasses.
You just like doing these ones, so
Yeah, squinting.
I think that's Darkseid. I think that's him.
Anyway, that's a great segue into Darkseid.
Yeah, let's talk about Darkseid real quick.
Because like we could talk about aspect ratios and color grading all day because we're technical heads.
We are like veterans of the film game.
We are, you know?
And we're scholars of the film game. But let's talk about Darkseid.
Because he wasn't in the first movie at all.
No, he was hinted to with like his like the Omega symbol in the like nightmare sequence of Batman vs Superman, but never seen.
How could you not put that man's in the movie?
Oh my goodness, man.
Joss Whedon, how?
Why? Because that scene that they did with Darkseid, where it was essentially the same scene, but it was Steppenwolf in the original Justice League, when it's him versus like all like the old gods. He's versing like Zeus, and he's versing.
Bro, that was cool. That scene there,
which is in 2017, but instead it's Steppenwolf. The fact that Darkseid's in it, one is just like we haven't seen Darkseid on screen, and I mean he is a bit like grey and hulky like every other character is in these movies, but
yeah, but he's just got like a cavity in his chest, bro.
And that's what we look for in movies. We look for individuals with cavities. Not in the teeth,
like
though.
Not in the teeth, because like 4 out of 5 dentists recommend.
That's right. But he is. I want to see a movie with him.
Yeah.
The way that they teased him so much, like in the movie, just the final scene where the boom tube opens up,
and he's there on the other side.
And he's there on the other side, just waiting to come through.
And Wonder Woman just like slices Steppenwolf in half.
Slices his head and his head just falls in.
And then Darkseid just crushes his head. I was like, this man is nothing to me.
This man is nothing to me. Yeah, that was great.
Darkseid is killer.
Also, to see, like, Darkseid is very much one of those characters, which again, the hypocrisy of my statements, but he's one of those characters that literally stands there like this.
Yeah.
And just uses his Omega beams on people. And that's how he wins battles. Because his Omega beams just chase you. They chase you until they got you, right? That's what he does.
But he's like the big bad.
He's the big bad. Like he's like the Galactus of this universe. Although I'm trying to think, like, I mean, Thanos is pretty big, but
yeah, he's one of the top dogs.
Yeah, and he's so menacing, and only has like 5 minutes of screen time.
I know.
Yeah.
Which I think they did that well. I think it would have been too much to then bring him into it. Because I was thinking towards the end, I was like, oh man, they're going to bring in Darkseid and it's going to be
too short.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like, you don't want to see Darkseid defeated in like 5 minutes.
Nah.
But when that boom tube opened and you saw him, I got like, my heart started like, that warm feeling that you get in your chest? Like, that's what I felt. I was like, oh.
You're like, I want to be embraced by Darkseid.
But speaking of that scene very quickly, the best thing about the two differences from Justice League 2017 to this Zack Snyder one is that Steppenwolf actually gets killed. In the last one, the Parademons were like, he's scared. We have to kill him now. Remember the Parademons got him?
No, I don't
in 2017? He was like, get off of me. Hey, oh my goodness, I'm getting killed by Parademons. But in this one, he literally gets his head chopped off, his horn taken off. He gets beaten.
He 100% beaten. Like, he's dead.
Yeah. That's wild. That's wild. I'm excited to see if they do, and that's the thing. Will they do another one? Will there be enough people going to like HBO Max or buying this on Blu-ray if it comes out on Blu-ray to like warrant a sequel?
Yeah. All right. So should we talk about the end fight sequence and then the?
Yeah. And I really want to quickly talk about like just Martian Manhunters in this
Oh
movie.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Martian Man. But the thing with Lois, that was cool.
Where he just he like came to sit down. Oh, actually, can I quickly talk about Lois Lane?
Yeah.
Let's use Lois Lane more in these movies. We've got Amy Adams, like one of the best to ever do it.
Yeah.
And she's got nothing to do.
Yeah. But I did like her story in this.
What? She gets a police officer coffee.
No, as in
Hey,
like
bro, I wanted the double frappuccino. Like, that's what he says to her.
as in so like Lois is the key, as in she's the key to making sure Superman isn't bad.
No. Yeah, well, there's that, but I also think that that comes into. I think they're going to try to do Injustice story.
Yeah, because
Yeah, right. Because Lois gets killed. Well, like I think like the Joker in the Injustice like story, the Joker like does some Joker things to make Superman accidentally kill Lois, and then Superman's like, "What have you done?"
That's kind of what they were hinting
That's what they were
towards.
hinting towards. But Lois doesn't do nothing. And I know that they've got Cyborg who can like log into everything now, so they don't need like a tech dude. And I know they got Alfred, but Lois is a reporter who like goes out of her way to get things that she needs. Imagine just having her on the side.
She's
and
tenacious.
Her locating where the Steppenwolf base was.
Yeah, that's true. I think the part I liked was when she was talking to Martha.
Yeah.
Martha. And it turns out to be Martian Manhunter.
Yeah. That reveal was a bit like, but also like just Martian Manhunter being in
Martian.
being in these films will be great.
Oh, dude, he's crazy.
He's also
Crazy
just
character.
he's crazy, but he's also just like
Man's Martian Manhunter.
yeah,
Manhunter.
yeah. But he's also just so level-headed and just you imagine all the great lines that could come out of his mouth.
Like he got like fortune cookie.
Oh yeah,
stuff, you know?
he's doing that sort of business. Yeah, he'll be saying those sort of things. But I thought that was great. But let's get into the final battle real quick. When they're in like that Sokovian-looking place, I'm glad that family was not included. Remember?
Oh yeah, yeah. But the other thing is like, how did someone not see that?
You just got all these like big bugs flying around.
But it's like he's put a dome that you could most likely see from outer space.
Yeah.
Satellites, and I'm sure Batman's got satellites.
He does.
He
says
does
he's
have
got
satellites. Like
16 satellites or something. Yeah.
Also, then we also have to talk about Cyborg's dad sacrificing himself.
Oh, we don't need to talk about that
was
much.
kind of. I thought that was a bit dumb.
Although when Steppenwolf's like crashing through the facility, that's pretty cool.
That was crazy. But why did he have to be in there with the box when he like hyper heated it?
I don't know.
Like he could have
He could
pressed
have
the
just
button.
pressed it and then stood out and then just got killed by like Steppenwolf.
Well, he
or at least been
could've-
like, hey, you can't get through.
Well, Cyborg was there like half a minute later.
Yeah, and
Well, he was there when he died.
yeah, if the dude wasn't dying, then Cyborg could have at least like bought the dude some more time.
That's what I mean.
Because he
That
could have
was-
stopped Step. Yeah, that's true.
That was a bit dumb. That was just like, yeah, no, we'll give it so like Cyborg's.
You need the plot to progress in some
Like
way.
we haven't just killed his mum and like made him, you know, a deformed robot.
Yeah.
We'll kill his dad too.
That's
I just thought it was a bit dumb how that happened because it
Right.
seemed plausible that didn't need to happen.
yeah. I mean, those things are obviously made not to have people in there because they kill people, right?
Obviously, yeah.
So
Hey man, can you hold on, just step back. That's actually made to not have people in there because you die. You'll be dead.
I'm sorry, you'll be dead. Like that's what will happen to you. So let's step out. Like that's we've got this door that closes slowly so you can step out. Now the final battle, I think it's a noise for a lot of it. It's just like noise and flashing and things until you see the bits where it's Steppenwolf versus the Justice League.
Yeah, a lot of it was just like, oh, Superman, Batman's driving around in his Batmobile.
Yeah.
Like, he's shooting folk, parademons,
Someone says the F
Aquaman
word.
surfing.
Oh, yeah, that's the dumbest. Yeah, that still annoys me. But yeah, I think that it's noise until you start to see like the battle between the superheroes and Steppenwolf because that's cool.
Yeah.
But the parademons, like, yeah, I mean, that's the issue with superhero movies these days. There's always this big battle, but it's like, characters that I don't care about fighting.
I don't care about no parademons.
I don't care. It's like the same in Infinity War. Like that movie's amazing. Like, we love that movie. But when those like little things like come through, I don't care about those things. Like they're just millions of them, and then they're just coming through. Like it's cool, and it adds like, oh my god, there's stuff going on. Look at all these things. The director's like, but if we put all these things, then they'll say, look at all these things. I want to see just.
I want the most number of things in my movie.
Yeah.
Is this number of things good? More things.
Yeah. And the fact that a parademon is for some reason able to locate Flash while he's just sprinting and shoot him in the leg.
Oh yeah, that was.
But also,
they're people
yeah, they're people that have been.
from worlds that Darkseid has taken over, and they turn into parademons.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Darkseid's whole spiel is a bit, like, oh, bro, I'm the best. I want everything to be anti-life.
Yeah, he wants the anti-life equation, which is just like, that's hilarious that there's something that's like A plus B squared equals C squared. Oh my God. And then like everyone's just dead. Now you just
equals 14. Dave, where did you go?
And I know that it's not specifically like killing everyone. It's also that you can take over and control.
Yeah.
But the fact that you'd be like, hey, bro, hey, someone just left this here on Earth. I might as well do it. Like I'm here to like, if I see a sum, I'm not gonna not solve it. Let me solve this. You're just like, boys, Vinny, just like, Jesus. Now let's quickly, to end this off, let's talk about the because I know you're gonna want to talk about this. I know you're gonna want to talk about this, man. I know you're gonna want to talk about this.
What?
The final nightmare sequence.
Hold on, before that, can we just talk about how Superman was killer in that last fight sequence?
Oh, dude, yeah.
Like he was but it was good because he just came in, like you didn't know. I mean, obviously you knew he was coming in, but you didn't know he was coming in to save the day.
Yeah.
Like he goes to see Alfred. Alfred's just like, I'm just working on my vintage Aston Martin. Like my car's not a classic, bro. This is a classic.
Yeah, why is he just doing Aston Martin things? Like
they're out there like saving the world. Alfred surely's got to be on the computers. Like,
yeah.
Bro, like 6 o'clock on your left.
Or just like sending in drones or something, you know?
Surely.
But yeah, no.
And Superman comes to see him.
He uses like his freeze breath.
Oh.
As well. That was cool. Like that's what you want. Like I don't want Superman to just punch people and use laser beams. I want him to just do everything that he can do. I want him to blow on someone and they go like 500 meters back. That's what I want.
Yeah.
I want to see these superheroes use all their powers. Because like, what else do you want superheroes?
That's what it was.
And that's what it was. That was cool.
That was, I mean, we were smacking Steppenwolf.
Oh, dude. But Steppenwolf didn't give up, which was great.
That's right.
Because in the last one, he was like, oh my God, I'm so scared. Oh, the parademons, they got me. Yeah.
Wonder Woman was still the best.
Wonder Woman.
Best
oh, dude. Whenever Wonder Woman does these ones.
Oh, man. The best was when she did that to Superman. And, Superman put the hand there. Bro.
Dude. That's too wild. That's too wild. Now let's get quickly into the last nightmare sequence.
This is probably my favorite. This is probably my second favorite part of the movie.
When we're watching that, I was like, we need a movie with this. Just this.
Right now.
Release release the nightmare sequence cut. Release it.
That was crazy.
Yeah, that was amazing.
Because that's obviously from a different universe where Lois Lane died.
Yeah, I think that's the Injustice stuff. I think.
Well, it'd have to be because that's Barry Allen. He's looking like disheveled, and that's when he comes into in Batman vs Superman. Yeah, is that one there? Yeah,
and he comes back and says like Lois is the key.
Yeah, like the key to success.
The key to success. Like
get DJ Khaled. All right, get her on the We Are the One podcast or whatever his podcast is called.
Has he got a podcast?
He's got a podcast on Amazon Prime.
Our podcast is hard to listen to, for some people. The DJ Khaled podcast would be too much for anyone.
I wouldn't.
Although I know he used to be a radio presenter, but it would be like, if he's just yelling, well, like, we the best music all the time.
See, that's why we the best.
I'm assuming it would be motivational.
Probably. I don't know. Anyway.
But that final nightmare sequence, seeing those characters together.
Yeah.
And they're just...
Because that was after you see Lex Luthor, he's like broken out. And you get Deathstroke.
Yeah.
Being like, bro, I've got like personal. I'd do it for no money. Yeah, like, give me this champagne.
He wants to kill...
Bruce Wayne.
But, oh my goodness. Just like Bruce Wayne wearing like an overcoat, like over his.
I love those goggles.
Yeah.
I love those goggles when he puts them on in the Batmobile as well.
Yeah, those goggles are pretty cool. But, man, it was wild. I don't even know what to say about it because the whole time I was just like smiling, just thinking. Imagine that could be like a great horror movie, like a superhero horror movie where it's just them trying to survive against Superman, just chasing him.
Yeah, because at the end they're like, "He's found us."
Oh man.
And the Joker talking about all this, like the Joker wearing just like being disheveled with like a vest, like a bulletproof SWAT vest, an AK or some sort of assault rifle.
Dude, yeah.
And like he killed Robin.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm assuming. Or he either killed Robin or he like is Robin, and he's just like killed him. Metaphorically killed himself.
Yeah, maybe.
But either way, like.
I want to see that. I don't care what it was. I want to see that. Like, as much as I hated Jared Leto in the Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
Suicide Squad?
Yeah.
This is what I want to see. I want to see the Joker and Batman going through like Apocalyptica.
Apocalypse. Well, I to be honest with you, I don't know if I think it's just Earth, but I guess they bring Apocalypse down to Earth. That's what the whole thing is about.
Yeah, I think so. Which is Darkseid's planet.
Yeah, his planet and plan. Yeah. We should wrap it up here though, because you can see from our faces we could talk.
We could talk.
We could go into every like detail of this movie, but there's just not enough time for that in our schedules, in your schedules.
That's right, like bro, we run an overtime.
Like if this is, how it is. Imagine if we did the whole thing, we'd be up to the time of Justice League, the Snyder Cut. So Vincent, this is the part where we tell them whether this movie is worth however much binge is worth, or however
just
much
sign up for the
HBO
2-week trial. You don't want anything else on binge.
No, you don't. And
now
also,
that Disney Plus has Disney Plus Star, that's got so much stuff on it.
It does. But yeah, binge is just not a good system either. It was annoying to me.
Yeah.
Because the first time, when I watched it the first night, then when I went to watch it the second night, it started me from the start of the movie again. And I was like...
That's literally one of the only... Like, you got to stream movies and you got to pick up where you left off.
Yeah. I've got to be able to press resume.
Damn.
Yeah. So...
Sign up for that 2-week trial. Just watch this movie, man.
I also think that don't watch it all in one go because you will get fatigued.
I would suggest, like I watched it in three sittings, I think. So it was like 2 parts, I guess. There was like 6 or 7 or 8.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. But stop it when it's the next part because then you can be like, okay, I've finished this bit. And you're not just like, You're not
like, oh man, I've got to get through this. I've got to keep going. I just got to keep going because I'm getting numbers here.
I think they did well to have it in sections.
Yeah.
In parts.
Yeah, no, I enjoyed this movie. I think that just
so good.
It was an experience. Like, arguably, it wasn't, story-wise, it wasn't the best movie. It was Justice League. Like, we know what the story is, but just the way that they put everything into it. They did not care.
Yeah.
They were like, this is it. Like, this movie may never...
I liked having Bruce Wayne and Diana Ross.
Diana Ross. That's a singer.
What's her name? Diana
Prince. Diana Prince.
Is that her name? Anyway, so. Wonder Woman and Batman, they were trying to go and find the other heads. That was cool too.
They were forming the Justice League. If you want to see Diana Ross or Prince, like one of the two, maybe Lee, I don't know. If you want to see them, like maybe Princess Diana, I don't know. If you want to see them find another heads, this is the movie for you.
This is the movie for you.
But yeah, watch it in parts and just like enjoy the experience. Enjoy that it's like
don't write notes
crazy.
For a podcast.
Well, yeah, but enjoy that it's crazy and stupid at times. Enjoy that the slow-mo is going to take you out of it. Enjoy that those blonde ladies singing at the beach.
So dumb.
But hey, Vincent, you can find, you know what? You can
Everything's
find us
in the show
anywhere.
notes. Instagram, Twitter. Follow us on Twitter, bro. We got like no followers.
We follow it. I follow you.
Oh, that's great. That's fantastic. Instagram, we've got a few followers at least,
Yeah, we've got a few followers, man.
Like no one watches that, listen to a podcast, but at least they like the photos.
They do, which is nice.
In sympathy, but it doesn't matter. We'll take anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it. YouTube. We'll have YouTube videos. We've got content. We've got Falcon and Winter Soldier coming. That'll be this week.
I'm so fatigued. Go on. Yeah, no.
That's all.
That's all. Farewell.
Patreon sign up. See ya.